Okay. Stanley Parable. We are back. Okay, so the screen is a little different, but that's because this is what it started up on. And it's been starting up on this lately. And I wasn't sure if I should actually show this part, but this is actually taking quite... I was going to try to go through all this before I started, but it is a lot. So I figured, yeah, I probably should stream this. Oh, that was literally it. Okay, well, this is where we left off, and yeah, it did save. So, quick wrap up of what happened in the last one. Simply, the narrator, I guess we saw the new Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. Narrator didn't like it, so he created his own called Stanley Parable 2. It was a long process, but this is what we ended up with, and now I guess it's time to see what's so different. The end is never the end, 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 is never the end. Oh.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay, is anything different?
Stanley worked for a company in a
the balloons.
where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
And suddenly,
and then one day, something
very peculiar happened.
Something that would change
I don't remember all the words.
Never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid.
Wait, so Stanley came to work
for the longest time.
And
but as he came to his wits and regained his senses,
did not see anyone, and he immediately
thought
out of his office about the fact that there's no one here. He didn't think about the fact that there's no one here other than him.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, so far everything seems about the same. Oh,
Stanley picked up the bucket.
It's a bucket. Oh. Oh, okay. I hate Mondays.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. I'm just curious if there's anything different with the story.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Who's changing this though? Is it like set on a timer or something? Like, oh.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy, it's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over.
You can't.
Getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to a stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends, that your relationship is purely superficial and convenient, that your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner. Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them.
The narrator is making me fight with a broom closet.
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Let him have it. I mean, you suck, I guess. Okay.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No
Property of Stanley.
No more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with meandering philosophical
Get out of here.
about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase,
And back to the story.
Upstairs to the boss's office.
So I don't think there's anything different.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's
I did.
Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Ah, I had the numbers right. I was just mixing them up.
Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
The bucket is the ultimate key. The real MVP is not Stanley or the narrator, it's the bucket. The bucket is where it's at. No one comes close to the bucket. Well, the story did change a little bit, but that's only if you take the bucket, I assume.
Raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
The way he describes it, it kind of does make it seem soothing to have this bucket.
And the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that
and
read,
the bucket.
Mind control facility.
Like if the bucket's a character. I mean, he's not entirely wrong, because if you think about it, like, the bucket has been here since the last time we saw Stanley, the narrator, and that was in one where we were discussing the additions to the game. So, like, it makes it better. It's like, it's a sense of knowing that the narrator knows. It's like, it's a sense of knowing that it's in the same universe, and that knowing that this bucket existing means that the narrator knows or is the way he is. I don't know how to explain it.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything
247. What was it? Is that 247? Where is it? 247. There it is. Hey, there's the camera for mine.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
I guess?
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
I love this.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way. The bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
How do you high-five a bucket? I want a full-blown...
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Yes, it is.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away.
I wonder if they changed the way the outside looks. I doubt it, but that'd be kind of cool if they
did. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then
I mean, that's a goal, sneeze in every country, and
from the end.
That's a goal.
True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together.
I guess you can say it's a bucket list.
To support and...
Wait, what?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped?
What happened?
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
What happened?
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No!
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
No.
Go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his hands. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
What? 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 bucket. I wanted to be free with the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
This is my station. I want this station. Just simply a pencil sharpener and a lamp. That's it. Just nothing else. Oh, waiting input. Interesting.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Wasn't there an achievement if you like click one of these? What was it? One of these doors you have to like click a certain amount of times in order to get the achievement or something? Oh, the bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
I can't remember. I think it was actually no. Maybe it was 4:30.
Oh, please. Are you really
Yeah,
doing
it
this
is.
for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No.
But
I can't
that was
just
so
give these merits
weird,
away
that
for such
ending.
little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the
Completely
door 20
changed
times.
the
I would
main
say
ending
that's the kind of effort
with the
that warrants
bucket. If you
recognition.
have the bucket with you, if you have the bucket with you, you get a different ending. If you follow all the narrators. Wait, what? I didn't hear what you said.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks. will do it.
50.
Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
But like, if you have the bucket with you and you follow all of the narrator's directions, well, first off, the story changes a lot when you have the bucket with you. Like in terms of the way he narrates.
No, I'm still not feeling
That was
it. You
50.
see,
I know.
now
I wasn't
that
even
you've gotten
counting.
the
I was just
bucket
clicking.
involved, my standards have gone up. Merely clicking a single door is no longer enough. Now, I want to see you press this bucket against multiple doors. Now, that's the kind of thing that merits
Okay,
an
now that's
achievement.
different.
Why don't you put 20 bucket touches into door 417?
417. Where's that? So it's 317. So this goes this way. So this is going up. Wait. Door? Where's that one? It's gotta be over here. 417, 417, that's 420. Oh, here we go. Wait, you have to like...
Okay, great. Now, go touch the bucket on door 437.
437.
times.
Got it. Okay, this is a little different because I have the bucket. So that means I'm gonna have the bucket every time now, because that changes things apparently.
Yes, now we're getting somewhere. How about door 415?
415. Oh, it's
bucket
over
love.
here again. Bucket love. Oh, jeez. This bucket. I can't believe that of everything in this
Now back to door number 437.
everything in Ultra Deluxe is changed the moment this bucket is added, and it's truly amazing. I'm all for it.
You know, I think the copy machine needs some attention. Why don't you rub the bucket on it a bit? All right, back to room 417. I'm
Jeez.
really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, now bring the bucket on top of employee 419.
On top of 419? Oh, here it is. Here we go. Let's take this, right? There we go.
Yes, this is great. Now the bucket knows
I want to do that
exactly what
achievement
it's
too.
like
I
to
know
be
that's another
employee
achievement.
419.
Or not achievement,
Now,
but it's
let's
something.
introduce it to door 416.
416. That's over this way. There it is.
We've almost got it. Now make the bucket and the copy machine touch again.
Oh, jeez. That doesn't sound... That sounds very... to make them touch again. That... Okay.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 touches of the bucket on door 430. Yes, we did it. Wow, that felt amazing. You know, not all buckets will get this kind of experience. They won't all know what it's like to slam repeatedly against nearly every door in one section of an office building. Or what
Okay.
it's like to be employee 419. Buckets may dream of an experience like this, but few can say they truly
Oh,
love
I love
it.
this.
You've given a bucket hope.
This is
today.
definitely better than the original
Stanley.
Stanley Parable.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, what if I go this way?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
It is, because look at how nice it is.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
I
Yes,
mean,
Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly
yeah, I mean,
How
you
insightful
just
the
chill
bucket
out here,
turned out to be.
sit back, got some cold drinks. There you go, you're good.
No, never mind.
The bucket was
The
wrong.
bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the
This
opposite
way.
door.
I want to do the confusion ending with the bucket. I want to see how that goes. That's probably one of my favorite endings.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place
Oh.
eventually.
This is not what I was expecting. What
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket
it's-
you're carrying around everywhere.
Oh no.
The
This is an
bucket
intervention, isn't
from
it?
The original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before.
Hey, you were
Because
you
I'm
were
the one
praising
who
the
gave you
bucket just a
bucket, but
minute
you're
ago.
spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line?
Can we have
could
one?
make the Adventure Line go somewhere new.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's what the fans want.
Yeah, let's do that.
Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Oh, yes.
This is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember
Did you have to
all those
interrupt the
great
music?
jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them
Oh,
more
it's
content exactly
the...
like
I
this.
haven't done this one
But
myself.
if we want to do that,
Hello,
we're going to have to do something
Joel. I'm sorry, my eyesight's not the greatest. Joel's Hyatt Games. Hello. How's it going? Oh, jeez, this is definitely different. Hold on. Setting up the screen here. Make sure it's good so I can actually see what you're typing. Oh, this is also different.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the
No! I want to keep the
That's
bucket.
why I'm
No!
proud to introduce a brand new character.
Brand new character.
This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No! I don't want to get rid of it, no. My
I think
bucket.
it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well fleshed out character with so much personality that
No.
to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No. I want to keep it.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
kind of
let me just spell it
self-explanatory.
out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say
No.
goodbye to the bucket.
I don't wanna.
and pop it into the machine.
Can't make
when you're
me.
ready.
No. Oh, is there a way out of here?
Now
No,
listen
he
to
blocked
me.
it off.
It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows.
No.
That is its singular
I like the
personality
bucket.
trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one
Oh.
personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you'd see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
Did I just see a figure
Okay,
there?
the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting.
I did-
Do it,
well,
the
I
fans,
did- I mean,
Stanley.
I-
Give the fans
I-
what they want. Hurry and... bucket destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Okay. I have no idea what just happened, but it happened. What would have happened if I given it the bucket? Okay, the game's gonna restart now. I'm gonna do all that again though. I want to see what happens if you give it the bucket.
What did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket, come here.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Okay, let's go back. I believe it's the right door, and then you go to the elevator.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the...
I keep forgetting that I can't jump. I'm so used to the jump mechanic in other games.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much.
What's with the...
It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
Oh.
The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content.
Oh,
We're
what?
the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic
I thought it was just
characters
the
from
door. I didn't
first
know it was
game,
the whole
like
room.
The adventure line and the broom closet. Because that's what fans want from us.
In my defense, you are the one who put the bucket in the game.
They've never seen before.
I'm just utilizing your new
I'm
feature.
the one who gave you the bucket, but you're
Yeah, there you
spending
go.
too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the adventure line? We could make the adventure line
See,
go
now,
somewhere new.
that
Yes,
would be
yes,
cool,
that's
like,
what the
more
fans
adventure line
want. Let's
stuff.
do it.
But why do you
Look at
have...
that wacky line? Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans.
Was that from the
Stanley. Let's
original?
give
I
them
don't know.
more
I don't
content
remember. I've
exactly
never
like this. But if we want to do
heard that
you're going
part.
to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been
What
part of the
personality?
cast all along. Don't you agree?
Batteries I have to go off.
Can you guess
But
what
have
the
fun and
Bucket
buy.
Destroyer does?
Thank you for... Well, hey,
Surely
thank you
just
for
need me to
showing
spell
up.
it out for you.
I hope you have a good
Go ahead
day
now,
or
Stanley.
night, whatever it may be.
Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you
I'm trying.
get the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't.
I'm
destroy
trying.
the
I can't do
bucket.
it.
Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality
Wait,
trait deserve
is
to join
that
the
all it
pantheon
does?
of
It just
beloved
doesn't
Stanley
let you?
Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire
click
to crush
and it
buckets
won't let
is
me.
so densely loaded with
I'm
complexity
trying.
and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the bucket destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
I thought you were able to put it in. I guess not. Well, in that case, just begin the game again. I don't have to go through all that again. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Where's that other computer? The one where you're inputting the different stuff into it. Where? Oh, the bucket.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms,
I wanted to do the confusion ending with the bucket. That would have been cool, but you can't because then you activate the intervention ending. I'm assuming is what it's called.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Okay, so which way do I go now for the other computer screen? Because I know that's a thing you can do. I just don't know where it is.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find out. All right,
Oh.
I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked
Wait, what?
upstairs to the boss's office.
I missed that. Wait, I didn't know he was gonna say something else. Oh, is it this one? Yes, it is. Oh. Oh. Is this new? I don't remember this. Oh. What's this? I don't remember this. Is he singing? I thought I heard him singing right now. He is. He's like kind of like humming to it or something. He's like, "Ha-ta, ta." I mean, it is kind of not gonna lie. Okay, how much longer? Where are we going? Oh my gosh. Just so we can come back here? Did it end because I pressed it or because it just ended? I don't know. I don't know. That door never opened before, so that had to have been new. Oh, this is not new.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket...
It actually let me do it. In the old one...
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
In the old one, in the what's... Oh, it's a collectible.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful...
So now I need 4 more of these things then? Okay, got it. I was like, what is that? And I got close, like, oh, it's one of those things. Okay, well, we're going down here again, so... This time, oh, what the heck? This time, I'm gonna press on the thing. Oh. Well, what about this?
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Something in my gut is telling me that there's not gonna be any difference if you take the bucket down this way.
But of course, Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and realized they simply had too much to live for. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Mind
Stanley
control.
and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I've never seen the proper. I don't think I've ever seen the proper ending to turning on the mind control thing.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except
the bucket.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking,
I want to look
eating,
at all these buttons
working,
because I feel like
all
these
of it
buttons may
monitored
have
and
like some
commanded
kind
from
of
his very place.
play some
And
kind
as the
of
cold reality
thing.
of his past began to sink in, Stanley
kind of
decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Tool 1,
For he and the
2.
bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
It says 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's stairs right here. I'm assuming 4 is up here. Oh, I can't even go up there. Oh wait, can I? No, I can't. I'm assuming the button's up there? I can't even look up there. Okay. Well, let's turn it on and see what happens. Hopefully something like different, aside from, of course, like...
When at last they came to the... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along?
You
To
blamed
take
the
over
bucket.
machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Huh?
Birds. Silly.
What?
Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
What? Oh.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, living through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was
happy. I mean, this is nice. This is nice. I like this. I like that ending. Of course, you have to have the bucket with you in order for that to happen. So the bucket really does alter a lot of the endings then.
Co-workers were gone.
So let me...
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I know that's another thing you can do.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
I mean, it's kind of nice.
Take a minute just to drink it all in. Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly.
Okay.
But the truth must be told. He was not very old, and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way.
Ow.
But his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable, and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong, and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
Well, I made it to your whole song. I mean, this is kind of nice, not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, it's just a blank room and stuff, but... What the... Oh, I was backwards. I was like, why is it flattening? It's just right there. I think it's just gonna keep going. Okay. Whoa!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What the heck is going on here?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Welcome to the whiteboard ending. Dog mode. What the heck? That's a bug, right? 426. Oh, the bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Wait, what? Wait a minute, wasn't it just in there? Oh, no, it was 426. That's right, I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. 424 is just a hallway? Oh, it's that right there. Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Trying to think what else there is. There is that one ending that I'm not a fan of, so I haven't done it yet.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there.
Oh.
Go to the cargo lift.
What's this? Oh, it's a collectible.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
I like that.
Figs. What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
I like mini stands more, but whatever. What's this? I've never been here yet. Whoa. Narrator?
Okay, this is day number 295. Take number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling.
The bucket is an SCP.
Emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so...
It's the narrator. What is that?
What do
say?
I do
Evidence
with this
number
treasure?
257.
I can
Oh, it's 252. What am I?
monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket.
This is the
But I have to be
narrator's
careful,
villain arc.
because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there? Come,
Uh. Uh.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it?
What?
Is this Stanley's office?
What? What are we talking about? That was very disturbing. Figurine finders. Where's the next one? The next little computer. Is it in my office? I don't even know. Maybe it's the boss. Does the boss have a computer in his room?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Oh, I didn't get
he entered the door on his left.
I didn't get the bucket. Oh wow.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
Yeah,
open
everything's
door
back
on
to
his
normal
left.
now.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh, whoa. Trust the completionist. Oh, this is way different now. There will be a reward for finding them all. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. Lies. Who are you? Oh. Stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Both red and blue. A private but smelly place for an important person. Huh. Interesting.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Stairs. Right here?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Haha, yep.
Okay,
I was
I'm
right.
going back
I was
to
right.
the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think?
Figlies.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Oh, not this ending. Just gonna go up. There, we got that one, yeah. There's no computer
Stepping
in
into
here.
his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly
There it
as
is.
possible, he
With the
didn't
bucket,
even
you
have a
can
single
skip
minute
it
to
all,
just
but
let
without
the
it, you
narrator
can't.
talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay, I do want to start that again, because I want to see first my computer. Yeah, there it is. Okay, what did that do? I do not remember what that does, so let's find out. Whoa. Okay, I remember this now. Do they stay off? Oh no, they eventually turn back on. Okay, that's enough of that. Was it worth it? I don't think it was.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Or I can pick up the bucket.
Good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets
It does
are-
alarm me.
But Stanley chose not.
No,
to.
honestly, it more alarms me that.
He was firmly convinced.
Why
that
do you
the
want me to
bucket
go over
had
there so
spoken to
badly?
him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I mean, sure, for now.
In here.
But yeah.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Uh-oh. Huh? Oh.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket. This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Huh. Okay. And where is... Oh, there he is. Said bucket. Take me to work with you.
The
Oh.
Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Okay. Where do I go now? I gotta find the bucket again, right? Right? Because right now I don't see it anywhere. Oh, there it is. I don't know how I missed it.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Okay.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it.
This
It doesn't
chair
do
is...
anything else.
I think they did that so you can't climb it again and go over there and activate something that you can't activate.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
It does, though. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley?
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
This is a nice apartment, not gonna lie. Press B to relive the same day with me over and over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Go home. Go home to work to home to work.
Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand.
The bucket has anomalous
If I had the
properties.
bucket, this would be less confusing.
This is actually really disturbing
The
now.
bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Close your eyes. Go back to work, Stanley. Well, that was interesting. Look at that. So, oh, that's the meeting thingamajig.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket. Bucket.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Whoa. This is different, isn't it? Yeah, it's slightly different. This is... wait, what is... this is different too. Whoa.
Stanley clutched
Oh,
the
that's
bucket
weird.
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm just going to the meeting room so I could see where the next one can be. Okay, somewhere both red and blue. Red and blue. The only thing I can think of is I know there is an ending that involves a red and blue door. I'm trying to find it though. I'm trying to find that one. I don't remember how to get to it, but I will try to get to it. No more.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. See? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
This game, man, I tell you.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Stinky, but For an important person. I'm trying to think where that would be. Oh! I think I know where that is. I think I know where it is. I think I know where it is. Ah, but the door is closed. You know, I'm gonna restart. Okay. What the? Phone call?
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, Lee.
Oh.
See you tonight.
I don't have a girlfriend. Okay, anyways. Or a wife. Anyways. What was I even doing? I was gonna do something. Oh, okay.
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket.
He always has something
A
different to
bucket
say
of
about it.
culture and distinction.
Ah, yes, I see you are a bucket of
Stanley
culture.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
You don't say.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his
Okay,
left
this
and
time,
went back to the meeting
I'm
room.
gonna cross it,
No.
but
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go
I'm gonna go
somewhere
there.
else. The cargo lift, yes. Go good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It
Here
should
we
have
go, here we
alarmed
go,
him,
here
of
we
course,
go.
because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he
2B1?
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
oh jeez.
Step in here.
Oh no. What are we gonna do? Oh no.
Now then,
Is this a
I'm going to
bucket?
run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What? Okay.
Item 2. Is this
Okay, this one is a bucket.
incorrect? It is a
a
3D
3D
printed
recreation of a
recreation
bucket? Are you
not
kidding me?
an actual bucket.
Kidding me? Come on. Give me a chance. You're okay. Fine. Press no this time.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Then no.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
What the f?
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. This
It's a
is a
tractor.
tractor and not a bucket.
Looks like I got
To be
that one.
honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
Okay.
Is this a bucket?
No, that's the same thing you just sent me. What?
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
What?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
It's like you want me to get it wrong.
Trick question. Both.
Both.
Gotcha.
It's both. Wait, what? How is it both? How can something be a bucket
Item...
and
Wait,
not a
hold on,
bucket?
I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know?
Oh no, are we having another one of the another
a bucket?
disturbing ending?
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
I think he asked if there's if a
I'm
bucket
afraid
is
the
a bucket.
bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
Wait, what?
Okay, here we go.
No!
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Okay.
And we'll know
Sure.
that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
All right. Cool. Let's continue then. I don't know why that... Okay, let's just continue.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time. Ah, the embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his
What
left.
happens?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Here it is. Okay. Somewhere both red and blue. I can't find that. A private but smelly place for an important person. I know exactly where that is. That's the boss's restroom. Okay, is there anything else I can do here?
Stanley, we must move on from this broom simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
I'm gonna stay in here. I wanna see if he does anything if I stay in here. I'm gonna wait. Some water real quick. Maybe not. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yep, there it is.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll get them.
What did he say?
And then the first number will equal the
Figler
second number, and that will be it.
and
We'll be different
Marines?
people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now
Oh,
we have to-
Figler Anarines,
You
like
can't
Stan.
go back to when you had no Figler Anarines. None of us can.
You gotta watch your wording there, bud. That almost sounded like something else.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley
It
was
was
once
an
again
F.
stunned
That's
to
what
discover
it
not
said at
an
the beginning. That
indication
was
of
an
any
F.
human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always.
Trying to think where the other endings are. Okay, so I'm obviously gonna have to, like, eventually not
Just
take
a
the
step through this
bucket.
door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Okay. So unfortunately, I can't take the bucket with me this time, but I can. Now I can do the game normally, which should lead me to other things like the. Hopefully, there's a red and blue
Stanley
door.
came to a set of two
So
open
hopefully
doors. This was
that's
not the
what I'm
correct
looking
way
for.
to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It was okay.
Eager
That's
to get
it.
back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm trying to find it.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Okay, now that I don't have the bucket, what happens if I go down here? Because originally having the bucket meant something else, but now that I don't have it, what happens?
Stanley
What
had now
what
gotten
happens
himself
now?
so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Okay. I don't even know. That's gotta be part of the main game, right? I don't think I've ever seen that before.
All of
Okay.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps I have. Oh, whoops.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It was okay.
But eager to get back
Sounds
to
so
business,
depressed saying
Stanley
that.
took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I noticed that this area,
There's
going up
someone
this
you've been
lift
neglecting,
here,
Stanley.
this, whatever this
Someone
is.
you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Here it is.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Where's the... Is there a figurine here? Oh, it's over here.
And there it is, The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Stiggly Wiggly.
This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all
Oh,
these
here we go again.
choices. The
Here we
job
go
is
again.
Trying to get somewhere that isn't here.
The
Running
infinite-
and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, it's
Oh, it's
beautiful,
this.
isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Okay. But now I need to do like going to the blue door. It's a long way to go, but now I gotta do that. Whoa!
I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about
That
them
actually
since you nabbed
disoriented
every
me
last
so
one.
badly. That's
Wasn't
actually
it just
startled
the
me
most
a
intrinsically
little bit.
fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
Kind
Yes,
of.
I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Yeah.
I'd love nothing more than to revisit the figurines.
Yeah.
Just one more
Okay.
time.
We're back here. Yay. Ah. So down here?
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be
Oh,
like that again,
that's
Stanley.
right. I remember this. And these freaked me out. 7 out of 6. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is like the boss's room kind of thing. Oh, wait,
And
what?
here was the second Stanley.
Oh,
You
we're going
found
through
this
all the
one on your own,
locations.
just by poking around behind the boss's office. You did that, Stanley.
We're gonna go up to
I'll be
12.
honest. Back then, I
Up
had
to
no
12.
faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Ooh, it was the warehouse. Because I didn't see the ones with the stairs until I saw it in the hint.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the warehouse. It was the third one.
Yeah.
You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to
think
forget
that
your
way?
third time doing anything.
Really? Is that like supposed to be a factual thing?
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Okay. Yeah, sure, why not? I guess. I don't even know what this room is. Here we go. Here's another. Here's the other one.
This was a fifth mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the boss's bathroom. I remember it so clearly. In fact,
Yeah, because it just
this one is
happened a few minutes
particularly
ago.
special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
How you found it? Oh my gosh, this is so this is Thanks for watching. The narrator, starring Stanley.
Takes you back, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I
it takes
spent
me
a long
back
time
to
making that
about
video,
like
but it was
10 minutes
8
ago,
minutes
30,
I
20
wouldn't
minutes
have
ago.
spent on anything else.
Okay.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
Yeah, it was the last
Who
one we
can
got.
truly say how
Or
the
I
mind
got.
works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figly and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Okay, what's this now? You are in
And
the
then
present.
there was no more, because we've caught up to the
Whoa.
present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Oh, that's it?
No,
What?
I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines, and just
No,
go backwards?
it's the fern.
We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Okay. My man loves living in the
Okay,
in the
yes,
past
room
and
with the red
nostalgia,
and blue
nostalgia
doors.
and
I
stuff.
remember
13.
this.
We're gonna go up
All
to
the figurines we looked at
what was
in our
it?
initial tour
We're
of
gonna
the
go
memory
up to
zone.
I don't even
This
can you do that
one is
next.
the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's
We're
keep
gonna go up
going.
to
I want more.
18. 18 out of 6.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yeah, like it was just
Yes, I love that video.
that's just amazing. What the fuck? What's this?
Still don't remember the pink room, Stan.
Yeah, I still
no
remember it
memory of this
either.
one. Good room though.
It was
A
under the
solid room.
stairs. That's the one you're trying to remember. But I'm assuming they just couldn't find, or either they couldn't find a way to fit it in, or they just wanted it to be confusing in a way. Which
These
they were
really
good at
were a treat
both.
to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
He secretly wants a reward for it, doesn't he? What happens if I go this way? Oh, it doesn't go anywhere. Okay. That'd be kind of funny. Is like if you go in the dark and you appear back out in the same area. Like, wait a minute, what?
This was our second Figly. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Collect them all. Can you find them all? Fine. What the? Oh! We're here. Wait, what's this? Oh!
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Man loves living in the past. Well, the good memories in the past.
Oh, yes. The two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
This one's like just pure classic Stanley Parable. It's just a two-door decision, and then of course Stanley's
and before
office.
Everything else, there was your office.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
Nope, that's
There's
it.
something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
Yeah, the narration of me starting.
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley?
The Stanley
Was I
Parable.
lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling this story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I still want to do that one ending though. The one at the end that's like,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the
I noticed that
fact
the same area is
story has
talking about
been
like trust
nothing but you
and
all
listening.
this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire
Wall
story I'd written out
128.128.
specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option.
Ooh.
This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go
Ceiling
ahead, Stanley.
height
Take it for a spin.
64.64. You just go through the main doors instead.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly.
I wonder what happens
Calling
when you
in your
press
gut.
each
I
one.
really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh. The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Good old Neil. 2 seconds. That's not even 2 seconds, is it? That's like 2 milliseconds. And there I am. What was that? Was that Mussolini? What the heck?
Now, would you
Oh.
say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Okay, in that case, 3.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Alright.
In
I know where
game,
this is going,
the
and
baby
there it is.
crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Okay, this is annoying, so I'm just gonna let it happen. Or wait, no. Now I'm gonna let it happen.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because
I'm not playing that for 5 hours straight.
I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Okay, which one is this gonna be? Some Portal? Oh.
Ah, fascinating. What do you think this game is about?
This is different.
What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you're
Oh,
going to play as
I'm
a
glad it's
killer,
different
spy on
because
innocent civilians
it's
below
a
you
fresh
up high
start.
in your creep tower,
It's
perhaps
fresh.
for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of
What
total
game is
mental
this?
depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
You got the Minecraft door sound open. Oh. Well, I for no reason. This is nice.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
What? What?
It is. It's an open world
Oh.
game. Good God, quickly block it off.
What? Hey!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big open, just
No.
wandering around. No right
I
and wrong
wanted
directions,
to.
No path to follow. You can just
Oh
go
yeah,
in
but in
any-
the original Stanley Parable,
Oh,
you allowed us to go to
heavens,
Minecraft.
we're out of the woods now,
Then
Stanley.
again, we can't jump, so
Okay, I'm going to get us out of here.
that
Let's
was
find
more
another
blocked in than
game.
anything. Blocked in,
Preferably something
literally.
with walls. Something
Literally
with
blocked
nice,
in.
Big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Oh no. Where are we going now? What?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly
Rocket
what I
League?
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Rocket League. I've never played,
Okay,
but
so
I.
what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I
Sports
think
ball.
it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh. Oh, I'm going faster. Oh, jeez. Wait, this is not my goal, is it?
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball
Sportsologist.
generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes. Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley,
Am I going
I'm like a
faster
child in
each
a
time?
confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
What? Oh. There we go. That one's gonna roll in by itself. Wait, do I have to get all these into the goals?
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun?
I mean,
Is
it's
this a
kind of
real
fun.
video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time.
To be
because
fair,
guess
I already
what?
like
It's
soccer,
over.
so.
That's right.
What?
Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much, but who knows? You're an inventive kid, you'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Okay. I'm alone now. So now what?
Hold on. What are you doing?
I thought you left. Whoa.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh. Oh. I didn't even know there was a hole there. Oh. Oh, I don't like this. 509. At 508. To set up 2 open doors. That's what that is. Okay, I don't like this. Narrator? Narrator? Nothing. I'm actually a little afraid. Huh?
I wonder what he found.
Oh.
If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And
Same ending then.
The heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him.
Just different games.
He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense.
Because originally in the original Stanley Parable, it was
That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world.
Minecraft, and then it was Portal.
Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way.
Minecraft to Portal.
Once
And
this
now
ends,
it's
after it all
whatever that
comes
first
to
game was into Rocket League.
the end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Okay. Well, I think that definitely wraps up the Stanley Parable in general. So you know what?
All of his
Oh,
co-workers were gone.
oh, we're here again.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is there anything I missed with the bucket?
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man, and a better... Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, I am gonna check if that's any different. If you go to the boss's place and you go to
Still no one was
escape
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth
instead
to
of
cover
going
the
into
wall
your
there.
boss's room.
Perhaps his boss's office was... Stanley,
There.
we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee
Oh,
we'd
the
be
same
in
thing.
here for hours. But alas, no stickers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
It was the same thing.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly
Okay.
the most logical explanation.
I can't think of any other like place I can go to that would change with the bucket at hand. I would have liked to see the confusion ending though, like with the bucket. That would have been kind of cool, and I'm pretty sure that would have been funny as well.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
no.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No thanks.
At this
I wanna
point,
see what goes
Stanley
on.
and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Well, I kind of just taking the bucket with me, to be honest. This is all gonna be the same thing. Just with the bucket.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was
The
crushed
bucket's just a
violently to
bucket.
death. It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Wait, where is it? It's gone. It's a bucket. Welcome. Oh, the bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. I don't want to read all that right now. It's TLDR. Alright.
Can you see
So this
how
is a little
arrogant
different.
it was for Stanley to take a bucket like
Yeah, this
this
is different
and
a
to
little bit.
claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him?
Bring it
Can
back.
You see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Oh jeez, this is all gonna be on buckets, isn't it? I notice every single time I bring the bucket along, it completely changes the story, and the story like kind of redirects itself and molds itself around the bucket. And such as a designer created for in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year dozens are put to death just for attempting it. What the heck? Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. The stress bucket, an analogy. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance, vulnerability, size, and strength of the bucket, coping strategies, holes, rest and relaxation, doing something you enjoy, and rest and relaxation. Okay. But is this gonna have like little little things about like, oh jeez. Okay. Cave drawing. I'm not gonna read all that. TLDR, man. Sorry.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket.
Especially because I'm really tired right now,
this
so
one.
reading
It
is
is
not the
man who
greatest
should
thing for me
kneel
right now.
before the bucket.
Well, reading a lot, I should say. The hanging bucket. This symbol symbolizes. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, look at that. It's the infinite hole. And I'm assuming now we're gonna appear in that.
There is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will.
Why does she
right
sound
this
German a little bit
terrible
there?
wrong.
Yep, here you go again.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I really do
Stanley
wish that we
decided to
could have
delete
left
it.
with the
Perhaps he
bucket.
had simply missed a memo.
But oh well. But yeah, I can't think of any other ending. So I'm just gonna do the just to finish it off.
He entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna do the main storyline just to end it all, because this is gonna
Yet
be
there
the
was not a
last stream
single person here
for Stanley
either.
Parable,
Feeling
unless they
a wave
add
of
something else to it,
disbelief,
which I highly doubt.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passage. Kind of surprise.
You just like, okay, let's just get this over with. Thank you. I was actually hoping that I could get past that quicker, but looks like my wishes came true. Loading, 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 loading.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes. I thought I pressed it. There you go.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under
427,
someone's
there it is.
control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept
It doesn't look like my office. It looks different. 247.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Here we go.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
This is it.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Yep.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And there it is. Okay. Well, that was greatly the Stanley Parable 2. Now, I don't know if that was every bit of content that there was. Maybe I missed one or two things that I'm not aware of, but from what I could find, that is everything. So yeah, that was that. This was very fun. I really enjoyed this game. I already knew a lot of the stuff that was going to happen in the main Stanley Parable game. There was a few differences, of course, like the other ending that we just did a bit ago, where we get sent to different games. Like the first one, I don't know the name of the game, but the second one was Rocket League. Before it was Minecraft, like in the old one. In the original Stanley Parable, it was Minecraft and then Portal. I think it was in that order. But in this one, it's different, which is pretty cool. That they switched it up instead of keeping it as Minecraft, it's kind of odd, but it's cool. But yeah. Overall, this game was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I was originally just gonna do regular old Stanley Parable, but I regret it not even a little bit. I am so glad that I chose to do the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe or Stanley Parable 2. I'm so glad I chose to do this one aside from the original, because it's literally just the original with like way more stuff to do. And I would say it's definitely worth the price that I got it for. I mean, obviously it wasn't on sale or anything, but what I paid for it, I think it's definitely worth it. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. There was a lot of laughs, a lot of confusion, a lot of just narration. I really like the narrator in the Ultra Deluxe version. When the narrator is more down to earth and more like kind of working with Stanley, that is like kind of like teamed up together. That is really cool. I like when that happens. So I really want to see them do another Stanley Parable type like edition, like maybe a third installment, like I don't know, another like anniversary later, which unfortunately that would be like, I think that's 2032. No, 2030. So geez, 2030. I'm gonna be. Oh wow. Okay. Oh jeez. Okay, I don't even want to think. I'm not gonna. Okay, I'm not. I don't even want to think about that anymore. But yeah, that was the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, or the Stanley Parable 2, whichever one you want to call it. Same thing. I hope y'all have a good morning, a good evening, good afternoon, good night. Just overall, have a good day, a good night, whatever it may be. Just have a good day. Just have a good one. And yeah. Tomorrow I will. Oh, no, yeah, I am streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be streaming in the daytime on my end. It's at around 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Minecraft. We'll be going through some more Minecraft, specifically the chill out stream. I was gonna make it item quest, but I switched it to a different day. But yeah. For those who stuck around, thank you for sticking around. Those who did show up, thank you for showing up. And, well, have a good one. See ya.